This journey started in the 60s, and I have fished from Alaska to Florida, hunted the Arctic for caribou, and combed the coastlines of Kodiak and the Aleutian Islands in search of meaning and purpose. These excursions exemplify a deeper understanding of success beyond that of just catching fish or bagging big game. They are about the chase and learning who you are. They are about exploring, appreciating, and respecting the vast expanses of our nation's forests, lakes, streams, rivers, and oceans, and finding our place in the universe. My name is Gene Quinney. These are my stories, this is my life, and these are my adventures. You know, if there's one thing I really hate, it's getting up early. Looks like there's one other truck already here. It is a beautiful morning, as you can see. Look at that sun. It was almost 1 year ago today when we were here. The water is really low. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 vertical feet down. And so the boat launch there's only like 30 feet of the boat launch that's usable. Of course, I don't need much water in this boat to launch, but still. Oh, it's gorgeous out here. I'm gonna get everything set up and I'll tell you what I got going on before I drop it down and start fishing. So I'll get back to you. Warm up the motors, set up the rods, run to my spot. Sounds like a plan. I always say it's always something. And it is always something. So the story is, I don't have any electronics. My fish finder's not working for some reason. I've been messing around with it for probably 45 minutes. I can't get it to work. So I am gonna be fishing blind. I'm gonna head to where I think I need to go and gotta go from there. Dang it. Oh. Okay. It's always something. See? For some reason that when I run the small motor, it pulls fuel out from the big one. Oh, man, I just came up with another problem. Apparently my fuel pump is out again on the big motor. It'll only run for about 2 minutes. I pump the ball up, runs fine. I just replaced this. You guys seen in that one video, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, where I replaced it, put a new fuel pump in it. I mean, I don't know how fast I'm gonna be trolling. I don't know the depth, although it's deep out here. I don't know what I don't know. What's gonna happen when you fish blindly? Like we used to do back in the old days. Before electronics, before downriggers, before all the fancy stuff. Okay, so I guess that's going to be the theme of this video, huh? Fishing blindly. Okay, so flat line, as you can see, this one's going to have this half-ass Dodger here, about a 10-inch leader down to this guy right here. Wind is blowing. 60 feet. Okay. So we got the old flat line going. That's one rod in. Let's see here. And then the downrigger rod is going to be this Dodger. Same hoochie, smiley blade. Now we know the surface rod it's only got a 1/2 ounce weight on there, so it's probably only 20 feet, if that. Probably not even that. Okay, and I'm gonna go out 40 feet. That's what I always do. "40 feet. Onto the clip. Okay, I'm gonna go down 30 feet on the downrigger. 30 feet on the downrigger to start. We may have to go deeper. We've got this downrigger 40 feet behind the ball at 30 feet deep, and this one is 60 feet flat lining behind the boat. Really don't like this random, this random driving around. The other day, I was on a lake that I used to fish when I was a little kid, and I was reminiscing about fishing and the tactics that we used back then. And back then, my dad and I, we didn't have fish finders, we didn't have depth finders, we didn't have downriggers, we didn't have any of that stuff. As a matter of fact, when we fished out in the salt in Puget Sound, he was a meat liner, so we used meat lines. And I don't know if you guys know what a meat line is, but it's a big single 1-to-1 ratio reel, with heavy line, and you use about a 3 or 4 pound ball with a big rubber snubber. Put your flasher out there, and it's like a pole. It's only like 5 feet long, big wheel on the end, so you just drop that thing down there and you fight the fish, and the rubber snubber actually takes up all the fight of the fish. But that's what the old timers used to do back in the old day, meat line. We didn't have downriggers and none of that stuff. And that's exactly what this kind of reminds me of right now. Just using what you know about the fish, about the location, trying to find a fish. Of course, I would really like to have found them already, because if I had my fish finder going, I would just zip until I found a school or found some fish, and then I'd fish that area. Oh, right there, fish. Fish, fish, fish. There it is. There's a fish. Look at that. Found one. Now I just have to, like my dad would say, I gotta mark the side of the boat so I can always go back to that same spot. Oh, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? No. Come here, Coke. Come here, Mr. Kokanee. Back up to me. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh, there's Kokanee number 1. Ooh. There we go. Whoa. These are beautiful fish, aren't they? Look at that. Okay, Well, that was at 40 feet. Changed the rigging up where I've got this one back on the surface with no weight whatsoever. It got hit twice and they're just not getting hooked up for some reason. But actually altogether 6 times, 2 times since I took all the weight off. So this one's, the surface rod's been getting hit pretty good, so I took all the weight off of it and I'm running it up high. And since the downrigger only caught 1 fish and didn't get hit any of the times, I figured what I'd do with that one is I'd run that really shallow. So I've got the downrigger, I've got the rig on the rod running 80 feet back from the downrigger clip and only about 12 or 14 feet down from the surface. So it's running shallow, but 80 feet back. I figure since most of my hits have come shallow, I may as well run them both shallow. Well, you can see what I have going on here. I got rid of my downriggers. I'm not using those, and I have both rods on the surface. The reason I did that is because the downrigger wasn't getting hit, and I was going up and down all kinds of different depths and distances back from the boat. So I figured if everything is hitting on the surface rod, I may as well have 2 surface rods out. Well, that was about an hour ago. And after making several changes to flashers and hoochies and whatnot, still hasn't made any difference. No difference. So the tally so far today is 1 fish and missed probably, I don't know, at least 7 where they've hit on the surface rod, slammed it, came back, slammed it again, but just wasn't getting hooked up. You know, I can't tell what speed I'm going. Now I'm, you know, with the wind. Before I was against the wind, trying to cross against the wind. You know, today is not the day, I guess. Now this is actually only the 3rd time I've been here. First time I came here with Mike on his boat last year back in February, and we slayed them. We got 20 fish in just a few hours. Doing the same exact thing that I'm doing today. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, I came down here with my wife, and she came down with a cold or something and couldn't make it, so I came myself from the property and slayed them. I got my limit in no time at all. But today, you know, I'm doing the same exact thing, just not in the area that I wanted to go. And because my big motor is not running properly, I haven't been able to run all the way down to where I fished the last 2 times I was here. So I kind of feel like I would have did better had I been able to run to the spot I wanted to, and had I been able to mark fish with my fish finder. That always helps, doesn't it? Oh man. Yeah, so I'm gonna head straight that direction over to the boat launch. Wind's pushing me like this, I'm drifting. So hopefully I catch a fish on the way back to the launch. If not, I gotta head back because I have to get to the parts store, the boat dock there in Mossy Rock. Well, it sure turned out to be a pretty beautiful day though, other than the wind kind of irritating.
If you liked this video, be sure to check out our other videos where you'll join us on the ocean catching kings and silver salmon, lakes catching kokanee trout and landlocked coho. We'll also be working our riverfront homestead and harvesting venison. Stay tuned for more fishing and hunting and outdoor adventure videos. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so you get notifications of new uploads. Thank you for watching.